Good day everyone, I am Prince AJ De Rosanes and we are the Good Pride. And today we'll be presenting about the Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act of 2010, also known as RA 10121. This law aims to strengthen the country's capacity for disaster risk reduction and management, or DRM, through a comprehensive and community-based approach. Next slide please. Let's start with the new DRM law. Number 1. Creation of the National Framework. This law established the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Framework, or NDRRMF, and the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Plan, or NDRRMP. These serve as the blueprint for how the government and other sectors respond to and prepare for disaster in the Philippines. Next, we have the composition of NDRRMC. The old NDCC, or National Disaster Coordinating Council, was recognized into the NDRRMC, which now stands for National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. The chairperson of the NDRRMC is the Secretary of the Department of National Defense, or DND. Under the chairperson are 4 vice chairs, each focusing on key areas of disaster management. For the first one, we have DILG, for disaster preparedness. The second one, DSWD, for disaster response. The third one is NEDA, for disaster rehabilitation and recovery. And for the last one is DOST, for disaster prevention and mitigation. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. The third one is local DRRM councils. The local DRRM councils focuses on the local disaster risk reduction and management councils, or LDRRMCs. Under RA 10121, the RDCC, PTCC, and CMDCC were recognized into these local councils to strengthen disaster response at every level. The OCT directors serve as chairs for regional DRRMCs, working alongside DSWD, DILG, DOST, and NEDA as vice chairs. In Mindanao, the regional governor acts as the chair, with the OCD serving as the secretariat. At the barangay level, the Barangay DRRMC, or BDRRMC, is integrated into Barangay Development Council to ensure that disaster management is started at the community level. Next one, please. The next one is Local Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, or LDRRMO. Each local government unit is also required to establish a Local Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, or LDRRMO. This is a permanent office under the supervision of the governor, mayor, or punong barangay. It is responsible for organizing, training, and supervising local emergency response teams and volunteers. Next is participation and accreditation. The law encourages the participation of volunteers, civil society organizations, the private sector, and the National Service Reserve Corps, or NSRC. It also ensures their accreditation, mobilization, and protection during disaster activities. Next slide, please. The next one is integration into education and funding. So, the law also requires the integration of disaster risk reduction education into school curricula, Sangguniang Kabataan or SK programs, and mandatory training for all public sector employees. This helps ensure that disaster awareness and preparedness are part of every Filipino's learning experience. Now for the funding. At least 5% of the local government's revenue must be allocated to the local DRRM fund, or LDRRMF. This is divided into 70% for pre-disaster activities such as training, equipment, and insurance, 30% for the Quick Response Fund, or QRF, which serves as a standby fund for relief and recovery. Any unexpected balance becomes a special trust fund for up to 5 years. After that period, it reverts to the general fund. Next slide, please. Now for the unexpected balance. The unexpected LDRRMF should be placed in a special trust fund dedicated only to disaster risk reduction and management activities for the next 5 years. After that, any remaining amount will revert back to the general fund. This ensures that funds are properly used for disaster preparedness and recovery rather than being left idle. In summary, the Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act of 2010 aims to create a safer, more resilient, and disaster-ready Philippines. It strengthens coordination from the nation down to the barangay level, promotes education and awareness, and ensures that funds are available for both preparedness and response. Thank you. And for the new law enabled that Philippines disaster management system will be more proactive will be discussed by Mr. Tabulok.
The new law enabled the Philippines disaster management system to be more proactive. 1. Establish permanent offices at the local level for DRRM. Second is the made the Philippines disaster management system proactive instead of reactive. Third one is the improved preparedness, mitigation, and funding system. Next slide, please. Number 1. Local Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office. Local DRRM Office, or LDRRMO. Every province, city, municipality, and barangay must have an LDRRMO under their governor, the mayor, and the punong barangay. The purpose of the governor is for the is for the provincial LDRRMO. The mayor is for the city or municipal. And the third one is the punong barangay for the barangay LDRRMO. Next is the staff includes officer for administration and training. The purpose of this is to handle the seminar, drills, under training, during and before disaster. And the next is the officer for research and planning. It does the study potential danger after the disaster and before the disaster, and to prepare for the disaster when it happens. And the next one is the officer for operation and warning. It issues the alerts, warning, coordinates during emergency and leads response actions. And the task is to organize and train local emergency response team, supervise disaster volunteers. The main purpose of LDRRMO is for fast response time and recovery after the disaster at the local level, not just from the national government, but also in the close community. Next slide, please. Next is the coordination during emergencies. The level of response depends on the scope of the disaster. Barangay DRRMC or PDRRMC. If one barangay is affected, the LDRRMO will create a fast response during and before the disaster. Next is the city or municipal DRRMC. If two barangays are affected, they are the one who is planning to solve the problem. And the next is the provincial DRRMC. If two cities or if municipals are affected, they are the one who is gonna plan on how to solve the problem. And the next one is the DRRMC if two provinces are affected. And the next one is the NDRRMC if two regions are affected. Next slide, please. Declaration of State of Calamity. The National Council or NDRRMC recommends to the President when a disaster area should be declared under a state of calamity. Who declares? The one who will declare the state of the calamity is the NDRRMC, and they will tell the President if when we need it. Next is the local council, Sanggunian, can also declare it based on the damage assessment. Next is allow access to national and international humanitarian assistance when needed. In short, declaring a state of calamity unlocks resources and speed up relief effort for victim and response time when needed. Next slide, please. Workshop number 1. Draft the duties and responsibilities of your barangay DRRM committee. Next is list down the composition members of the BDRRMC. For the workshop 2, draft the duties and responsibilities of your disaster control group. List the members or composition of the disaster control group. For the workshop number 3, propose budget breakdown of 5% for the local DRRMC fund and 70% for the pre-disaster activities like training, drills, like that. And for the workshop number 4, propose budget breakdown of the 5% local DRRMC fund and 30% for the quick response fund. Next slide, please. Ang mag-i-explain dyan, Priancino.
Ako po.
Thank you, Tol.
For Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act of 2010. Next slide, please. When was the Philippines Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act of 2010 or Republic Act 10121 approved? The Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act of 2010 or Republic Act 10121 was officially enacted in May 2010. This law, also known as the Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction and Management (PDRRM) Act of 2010, was created to strengthen the country's preparedness and response to disasters. It serves as the foundation for the Philippines plans, organizes, and coordinates disaster risk reduction effort at all levels, from national down to local government. Next slide, please. This one. For this slide, the enactment of Republic Act 10121 transformed the nation approach to disasters. Before, the focus was mainly on response or acting only after a disaster strikes. But now, the emphasis is on preparedness and risk reduction, which means taking proactive steps to prevent or of disasters. The law introduced a comprehensive, all-hazard, multi-sectoral, interagency, and community-based framework for disaster management. Through this, the National Disaster Risk Management Framework, or NDRRMF, was created. This framework serves as the main guide for all disasters management activities in the Philippines. It outlines the strategies, roles, and coordination among government, agencies, and local units, ensuring that disaster response is coherent, efficient, and responsive at every level of governance. Next slide, please. In this slide, the Republic Act 10121, it also supports the development of disaster management capacities among individuals, organizations, and institutions. This means improving skills, systems, and resources to make everyone more capable of dealing with disasters. A major feature of this law is integration of disaster risk reduction into national and local planning, including areas like infrastructure, education, health, housing, environment, and land use. This ensures that disaster preparedness becomes part of everyday decision making in government and development. Republic Act 10121 also recognized the importance of local risk assessment and the decentralization, giving local governments the power and responsibility to manage risk in their own areas. It promotes the active participation of NGOs, the private sector, and community organizations in disaster management efforts. This law also encourages a shift from a reactive approach which focuses mainly on relief operations, to a proactive approach that emphasizes mitigation, preparedness, and long-term recovery. In short, the Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction Management Act of 2010 aims to create a more prepared, organized, and resilient Philippines. It promotes a shift in mindset from waiting for disaster to happen to preventing and preparing for them before they strike. And for the next slide, will be discussed by Mr. Senior.
What is the main purpose of the Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Law? The main goal of the Act is to prevent new and reduce existing disasters and risks while managing and remaining ones. This contributes to strengthening resilience and supports the achievement of sustainable development. The Act mandates the establishment of Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Offices (DRRMOs) in every province, city, and municipality, and Barangay Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Committees (BDRRMs) in each barangay. It also aligns with the Strategic National Action Plan on Disaster Risk Reduction, which focuses on improving the capacities of local DRRM councils. RA 10121 also states that calamity funds can be used not only for disaster response, relief, and rehabilitation, but also for disaster risk reduction, prevention, mitigation, and preparedness activities to address possible disasters before they occur. Now, what are the four phases of disaster management? Phase 1. Mitigation. Mitigation is to prevent emergencies and reduce their possible effects. This phase happens before disaster occur. It focuses on actions that protect lives and property while reducing risks and consequences. The main goal is to lower a community's vulnerability to hazards like property damage, injuries, or loss of life. Phase 2. Preparedness. Preparedness is to take early actions that ensure readiness for emergencies. The preparedness phase also takes place before a disaster. It involves understanding how disasters might affect people and operations, providing educations, and putting preventive measures in place to ensure a quick and effective response. Phase 3. Response. Response is to safeguard people and property during or right after a disaster. The phase occurs immediately after a disaster. The focus is on addressing urgent needs, saving lives, and protecting property. The effectiveness of this phase depends greatly on how well prepared an organization or community was beforehand. Phase 4. Recovery. Recovery is to rebuild and restore normal conditions after a disaster. The recovery phase happens after the response phase. It involves restoring systems, repairing damages, and returning to stable physical, economic, and environmental and social conditions. Thank you. That will be all for Group 5.
Thank you po. Sana panoorin niyo yung video namin.